Hello everybody, Pink Angel Phoenix, local LGBT advocate and customer service critic, 52-year-old female. What I want to talk about is I had an incident. Well, I wouldn't say an incident, but I had something happen at Quick Trip at 321 Indian School Road. And this is for any, I'm really much talking to Quick Trip corporate or employees or managers of the store, if they are to get on here and listen to this. I want you all to know, I am disabled. I have a right prosthetic. I lost my leg from a distracted driver, and I was in the hospital for a while. And so what I do now, my videos are, I don't get paid. My channel is not monetized. My videos are awareness videos for those who park in handicap places. Now, I know that there are concerns that if somebody was to film somebody while they're in the vehicle, it could cause problems, and they probably could. In most cases, these videos, there is usually nobody in the vehicle. They're usually in the store. But I do, it is a First Amendment protected activity to film in public. I know there are people out there who freak out when they see a camera and they want to start problems, and they think that somebody with a camera is causing the issues and a disturbance. In my case, when I'm at Quick Trip or any place of business, I am normally doing business there. And yes, while I'm there, I will look for cars that may or may not have a placard or plate, insignia on the plate, because I've had to park several feet away from the front door and can't always walk long distance to this being disabled. Now, I have done some study on this, and I know, and I'm sure that Quick Trip employees, managers are aware if they have a community relations person from the local police department that ARS 2883 and ARS 2884 state pretty much that you have to have a plate, insignia, or a placard in the window, both or one or the other. I have both, but I will say that when my spouse takes the vehicle, they don't park in a handicap. When I'm with my spouse, they will park in a handicap when I'm in the vehicle, even though they could park in a handicap without me in the vehicle. And sometimes you're right. On the times I don't go anywhere with my spouse, I obviously am out there. I don't know where they pull in and park. But there is no exceptions for parking in a space anywhere, whether it be a Quick Trip or any place of business, without a plate or placard. The only thing that I have read an exception, which is really not really an exception, because they say that you can park in a space if you're dropping off a customer that is going into a Quick Trip or the business, but it has to be a quick drop off. You can't sit in there for an hour, 20, 30 minutes. According to what the statute says, there's really no exception. So, like, if you drop off a person that's disabled and you want to help them in the store, it says you're not allowed to leave your car to go do that if you don't have a disabled insignia anywhere on your plate or a placard in your car or a taxi. I have seen taxis like I've seen Vail people do it. I've seen Elite Taxi do it. I've seen not the green taxis that you know. I've seen them do it, and I caught one Vail person parked in a handicap one time, and he was wanting to get his lunch, and he parked in a handicap. I think I posted that somewhere on YouTube. I think that's been quite a while back, but I just want you to know, if you're listening to my live right now, I know there are people out there that do the filming to get a rise out of people and they want to start trouble so that they can sue. Obviously, I'm not in it for that. When I film with my GoPro or my phone, it's strictly for educational and awareness purposes. I forget which store it was. I think it was 24th and McDowell. Quick Trip. I was there one day and I got my pretty nice car, and it was all the way going, and I pulled up to the officer, which was a DPS motorcycle rider unit. I didn't know the way they were parked. I thought they were filling up their bike. So I pulled up alongside her, went down, told the officer there was somebody over there parked in a handicap, no plate or placard. The officer then responds to me that he's not going to give them a ticket. And then makes a rude comment to me about something totally different. But while that officer didn't do anything, that's why I make these videos. Now, once people see my videos, if they see their car on there, they probably get mad and they want to sue, but there is no expectation of privacy in public. When you leave your house, you are being videotaped. As soon as you walk out at your front door, get in your car, get on the bus, however you get around, you are being recorded. Somebody somewhere has a camera, whether it's intentional or not. So if you don't like being recorded, stay home. And plus, I also record for my safety, because if I go in somewhere and something does happen, because when I go in someplace, I don't talk to anybody. I go in, I get the things I'm gonna get, my drinks, my snacks, whatever. I go to the front, I pay, and I leave. That's it. Now, if I'm at Quick Trip, which I frequent quite a bit, and the times I'm up there, days or nights, vary. Could be early in the day or late at night. Yes, I do film while I'm there to see, if there's a car that I see, and sometimes I will notify the staff up front and let them know there is a car there that should not be there, that's not their bike. Now, I know that, the Quick Trip employees are not police, they can't, I get that, but I think that, if you tell them and they go out and approach the people and they are polite, that works. And not everybody's going to be polite to the staff at Quick Trip either. You're going to have people that are going to mouth off. I think it was less likely to be a lot worse versus if we had another customer there to do the same thing. That's why when I film, I don't do it while they're near their car because I don't want anything to reach height. That happened all the time. Well, not to me, but to my spouse. My spouse had something, and the person got mad, and they went in and called the police. Please come, and I questioned the police very politely, very professional about the statute, and they didn't really say yes or no, but they said that it could be. And by law, the statute states if you have something from the DMV and going to Amazon and putting it in your car is not valid. I've checked on that. It must come from your local DMV, like Arizona, the Arizona DMV. They have to provide that placard or insignia on your plate for you. So, and all I'm saying is that please have heart, have compassion for those that are disabled. I've seen people parking there. Well, I'm just going in to get a candy bar at the front. I'm coming right back out. There's no reason, and there's no explanation, according to what I looked up on the internet about what are the exceptions to parking a handicap. Like I said, if you're dropping somebody off, it has to be a quick drop off. But it also states you can't park there for 20 or 30 minutes. We're talking probably a minute to 3 minutes, maybe. It's going to be quick, from what I read. And all I'm asking is those, as a 52-year-old female, is for those at Quick Trip or any business for that matter, is to have a little compassion for those that are disabled. If you have a cold heart because you don't care, what if somebody in your family was disabled? The question would be, would you change your mindset then, or would you not care, especially if they're family? If you do, that's not a human being. That's a cold, heartless, I don't know what you would call that individual, but it would not be human. So I'm just letting everybody know at Quick Trip or law enforcement, when I film, I'm not there to catch anything like documentation or computer screens or anything like that. I videotape for my safety in case something happens, or if I see a vehicle with no plate placard. I have never been around when people have gotten ticketed for it. I've heard of incidents from Quick Trip employees that it has happened. Whether or not they're being truthful, I don't know, or whether they're just telling me what I want to hear to make me think that they are doing something, but that's what I'm being told. And hopefully it's true, because I think that people that park in a handicapped, and my personal opinion is, and I know it ain't going to matter, is that even if they park there, if somebody can get the plate and the time they parked there and what kind of car it is, I think they should still be ticketed. Send them a ticket in the mail for doing that, because even though they may not be there for very long, maybe 20, 30 minutes, still, if they don't have a plate or placard, it's just like giving somebody a red light ticket or making a left turn and having, when they have the cameras there, when you made a turn on a left turn on a red or a right. I think that same thing should apply to Quick Trips or any place who's got, or any business who has handicap and someone's not parked, and someone's parked in there that does not have a plate or display some kind of Arizona DMV given identification to the DMV. Now, I know people are going to say, well, they parked, so there's not much they can do, but Come on, if you run a red light, it is possible that the person could say that they're not going to worry about it. But then, if it's not fair, though, if they are at fault and you don't ticket them for running a red light or making a left turn on red, when they shouldn't be. So I just want everybody to know that when I film, and I will be filming, but I'm not there to get any computer screens or any personal information. There is no law against filming in public. Yes, I know there are people out there who like to do that and cause a ruckus. I'm aware of that. Myself, I'm not one of those people. My videos are for more documentation or awareness. And if law enforcement happens to be looking at my YouTube channel and sees an incident that they were part of, and they can look at my video and they can see something they missed when they were there, by all means. I have nothing to hide with what I do. I never approach anybody while they're in the car, around the car. So that's all I can say right now. Pink Angel out.